Hey, happy Friday. We made it to the end of the work week. Welcome back to My Conversation right here on KAIL-TV, My Central Valley. You see My Conversation weekdays from 10 to 10:30, right after Access Hollywood Live. And it's all local. Let's continue the conversation now. I've got two gentlemen to my right. Give it up for Bill Ritchie and Chris Christopherson. They are here this morning. Good morning, guys.
Good morning, Oscar.
Hello there. How are you?
Doing well, thanks.
Good. Thanks for coming on. Vote yes on Measure L. This is for Madera County. And let's see, voting is what, March
7th.
March 7th.
Correct.
All right. So for Madera County residents especially that are watching right now, what is Measure L? We'll start with you.
Sure. Measure L is a method to increase the base services rendered by Madera County Fire Department, Madera Sheriff's Department. There have been years of neglect and unable to increase the staffing in the county as the county's grown. What we're trying to do is increase the safety not only to our public servants, the first responders, firemen, firefighters, I should say, sheriff deputies, but also to the public. Our fire engines currently, their staff, career firefighters, have just one firefighter. We're going to add 2. It'll be 25 new positions. It'll increase the effectiveness and the safety of the response. Also, with the attacks on law enforcement officers unfortunately increasing, our deputies have long response for backup, response to the calls, and by adding 9 more deputy sheriffs to patrol, this should significantly improve the delivery of service and safety for all concerned.
Chris, you are a firefighter with Madera. Is it the county of Madera?
Yes.
Okay. So as a firefighter, how long have you been, thank you for your service, by the way. Thank you for what you do. How long have you been a firefighter with Madera County?
I've been in the county for about 9 years.
I've
been a resident of Madera County for about 16 years.
For 16 years. So as a firefighter in Madera County, what are some of the things that you've seen that you guys need help with that maybe, people don't really think about?
Well, the biggest thing we have in Madera County is our staffing. And most people don't realize because they drive to Fresno, people commute from the ranchos to Fresno to shop all the time. They see a Fresno fire truck and it's got 3 to 4 people on it. And they just have the ideal that that's how it is everywhere. In Madera County, on most of our county engines, the ones that are staffed, we only have 1 person. And there's only one exception to that, and that's the station that's funded by Chichansey Casino, which has 2 people on it. Everything else only has 1 person. So our county fire station in Oakhurst, which serves a large population, which has over 2 million tourists a year come through traveling, going to Yosemite Park, there's only 1 person on that fire truck. And the same thing with the ranchos.
We're talking about a big fire truck.
A big fire truck, and there's 1 person driving.
Man, I remember when I was younger watching movies. I wanted to be a firefighter. I don't know how I turned into a TV talk show host, but I watched the movies, and I remember, in New York City, you'd see firefighters, some of the guys on the back, they're 4 to 5. You guys have 1 driving a huge engine.
And 40 years ago, we had that in Madera County through volunteers. But in that time, we've lost the numbers of volunteers. The training requirements have gone up immensely. It takes 200 hours of training plus several $1,000s worth of safety equipment just to have 1 person be able to respond. And so you take a person away from their family for a couple of 100 hours with all that training and the expense of equipment, not getting paid for all the calls they go to, because our volunteers, our pay-call firefighters, don't get paid for any of their trainings. They don't get paid for going to medical aid calls, which are 80% of our call volume. So you take that element too, and our volunteerism, and that's not only Madera County, that's a nationwide thing, has gone really low.
Okay. So if you vote yes on Measure L, as a taxpayer, how does it affect taxpayers in Madera County?
Right. It'll be a 1 cent increase in the sales tax rate.
1 cent?
1 cent. So if you spend $10, it'll be
10.01.
Right. Okay. Well, yes, it'll be 8.75%.
Okay.
So 8 3/4 cents on $10.
Oh, okay. It's kind of less, actually,
yeah.
when
now,
you think about it.
It'll be an unincorporated area only. And people say this will cost a lot on the purchasing habits I have. Already, when much of the retail sales from Madera residents are spent in Fresno County, we don't believe it's going to affect their overall costs for their shopping because the money's spent here and it benefits the city of Fresno. As Chris said, there are 2 million people that come through Madera County on the way to Yosemite. Tourists use a lot of the services. The sales tax was a way that tourists, property owners, non-property owners, everybody that spends a little bit of money in Madera County will help contribute to the cost of increasing the services.
Now, have you seen? Have you spoken with any voters that maybe that they are weary about this? And if you have, what do you say to them?
There is, as you know, many people that believe that we're taxed enough already. I respond by saying there's no greater obligation of the government to provide public safety in Madera County that primarily has been an agrarian-based economy prior with very little industrial base. The opportunity to have a tax base to generate money for emergency service like in Orange County or Los Angeles or San Francisco. Property taxes and sales taxes don't provide enough. We haven't increased our level of service in over 30 years, and it's time that we address the shortages because you know, this is a life or death matter. People don't think of 911 until you call it. You expect the service will be there, and we want it to always be there. And
be as best as it can be, too.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. We have about 30 seconds left.
Yes,
so, as a firefighter, you know, what do you want voters to know about this, and when do they vote? How much time do they have?
As a firefighter, we're going to staff, if this passes, there's 3 new fire stations, one for the community of Bass Lake, one for the community of North Fork, and in North Madera County, which is the Fairmead Chowchilla area. And we'll increase staffing on all the other staffed county fire engines to put 2 firefighters on all those engines to make sure we have the ability to provide that service. Vote is March 7th. And if you have any questions about it, I'm like anybody. I don't like paying extra taxes. The expenditure plan outlines what the money can be spent on, so it doesn't get robbed and taken away to go into other projects.
Chris Christopherson, thank you so much. Will Ritchie, thank you
very much.
Appreciate it. Vote yes on Measure L if you want to. You're watching My Conversation. Give it up for them, everybody. We'll be right back.